If you love listening to brutal stories, then today's video is for you. The practice of Sati, a historical ritual in which burning a woman alive with her husband's dead body, that was prevalent in Hindu community in Indian subcontinent. But when and how this terrible ritual developed into a religious mainstream cannot be said with certainty. Satidah Custom was basically a social and religious murder. Widows who did not want to go to the pyre were tied hand and foot and thrown them into the fire. If anyone tried to come out from pyre, he was beaten with a stick and thrown into the fire. The goal was not to die if struck with a stick. Then the widow will be born in a high lineage in the next birth, and with good luck will become the wife of this husband. They considered it like a curse to keep their wife at home whose son died. This brutal religious practices continued for hundreds of years. In this belief, from 1,500 to 1,800 thousands of women were burned alive on pyres of their husbands. Imagine the terrible times women lived in at that time. When will she be burned alive hearing this? Barbaric incident will goosebumps your body. However, the practice was not universally accepted. Sati was never a widespread norm across all regions and communities in India. Various Hindu scriptures explicitly condemn the act, advocating instead for a widow's ascetic life. The Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan failed to abolish this practice that had been going on for hundreds of years. The British did not dare to take a stand against this barbaric practice for fear of hurting religious sentiments. After many attempts, in 1799, William Carey, a Christian priest and promoter of Bengali prose, tried to stop this practice. Later, in December 1829, India's first Governor-General, Lord William Bentinck, banned the ancient Hindu practice of burning widows on their husbands' pyres known as Satidah. The law says that if there is evidence of a widow being forcibly burnt on a pyre, the culprit will be punished with death. However, some staunch Hindus raised objections and petitioned for the repeal of the act. But Bentinck did not budge. Although Satidah began to decline in 1829, it still continued in some societies and regions of India despite the legal prohibition. The most notorious modern instance was the case of Rup Kanwar in 1987 in Rajasthan, which sparked national and international outrage and led to stricter enforcement of anti-Sati laws. Today, Sati is a criminal offense under Indian law, and the practice has largely been eradicated. Nevertheless, the legacy of Sati remains a potent symbol in Indian society and literature, representing the enduring struggle against patriarchal oppression and the ongoing quest for gender equality. It serves as a reminder of the complex interplay between tradition and reform, and the necessity of continued vigilance and advocacy for women's rights.